This guy just wanted to deliver noodles, but instead of a tip, there was an explosion, a monster, and he almost died. That's it, huh? No, it's not. He was saved by, talking slime, and now he's a monster master. Except one contract is dangerous, and he made 2. And he didn't explode. What's more, he started taking their power. A courier who breaks the system? He's not a hero. He's a bug in this world! From long ago, besides humans, there was another species besides humans, monsters. They lurk among us, but I didn't even realize it at the time. August Unzen City, 11 p.m., the usual night shift. The guy screams in panic. He's catastrophically late. Urgent order about to expire, courier rushes as fast as he can. His name is Sai Yang, a 19-year-old orphan, a part-time student working part-time for himself and his sister. He expected to deliver the order and finally get some rest, however. Suddenly, something caught his attention, making him wary. A deafening explosion erupts in front of him, scattering debris. A huge rock flies straight at Ziyan, leaving no chance to dodge. The impact throws back Ziyan. The scooter and the order are blown to smithereens. The guy is unconscious, and a strange yellow slurry is oozing out of his shattered helmet.
Ziyan, covered in blood, struggles to rise, eyes full of determination.
A monstrous lion monster appears in front of him, preparing for another attack. Terror froze in Ziyan's eyes. He couldn't believe what was happening. The beast scowls, its burning eyes and sharp fangs not boding well. The monster roared furiously, shaking the ground around it with a new shockwave. Ziyan's arm is pressed down by the debris, pain piercing through his body. The monster easily lifts the guy's collapsed body, blood dripping to the ground. Suddenly, a bright blue flash of energy strikes the monster. From the flash, the spirit of a white fox appears, attacking the monster. The energy beast knocks the monster down, sealing it into the ground. A girl appears at the scene of the battle, saying she was too late. A civilian was hurt. Her long hair flutters in the wind, hiding her face. She tells someone on the phone that it's hopeless. The girl looks at Se-Yan, stating, "He's been crushed to pieces." Seo-Yan is conscious, thinking, "Am I dying? Sister is still waiting for me." Thoughts of his sister and dinner are interrupted by a realization. He doesn't want to die. A mysterious voice from the yellow slurry apologizes that Se-Yang was so hurt. The voice promises to save him, enveloping the boy in a bright light. Se-Yan, shrouded in light, doesn't realize what's going on. He leaps to his feet, screaming in amazement and shock. Coming to his senses, Se-Yan looks around. Am I alive? Where are the monster and that girl? A nice yellow slurry appears nearby, assuring it's not an illusion. The boy and the strange creature stare at each other in silence. Meanwhile, new developments are brewing in the city. There is an urgent report in the Shanghai Association. The technician reports, there's a new monster lord. The bosses are surprised. The awakening of a monster lord is extremely rare. Se-Yan panicked. Whoa! Talking mud! I'm not mud, I'm chunky, replies the creature. Kunzi declares, though you almost died, it was I who healed you. Se-Yan covers his face with his hand. So it wasn't all an illusion. He notices glowing patterns on his hand. What are these signs? Kunzi explains, it's a blood pact. You are now the lord of the monsters. The creature smiles slyly. By the way, you can't get rid of me. If you try, you'll die again. Se-Yang is shocked and Chunky brightens up. Let's work well together, partner. The guy is desperate. I've gotten into something weird. I'm just a courier. Se-Yan comes home muttering, so many things are incomprehensible. I'm home. Suddenly there is an angry cry of, so slow! My sister peeks out from behind the door. Didn't you say you'd be back by 11:30? Xie-Yue's sister meets him with a cooking bowl. It's already 12:30, the noodles are cold. Se-Yan tries to calm her down. I'm sorry. Let me explain. Wait. He starts making excuses. It's just that I took a rush order. Se-Yan hesitated, thinking, I can't lie to her. Even though it's nonsense, but really... Kyunki mentally prompts, actually, Se-Yang was just killed by a monster, and I saved him with a part of me. Suddenly, Chunki appears on Se-Yan's head, surprising his sister. Xie-Yan panicked. Not good, it's too sudden, you're going to scare Si-Yue. Calm down, let me explain. Se-Yue's hand reaches out to her brother, her gaze focused. Nurse scrutinizes Se-Yan from all sides, muttering, not bad. Xie-Yue smiles and shows her thumb, safe and sound, very good. Xie-Yue flashes her eyes. Now the main thing... She grabs the Chunzi. What's this? What a lovely thing! Se-Yan is puzzled. Sister pokes at Chunzi with her finger. Where did you find this cutie? So soft? Seo-yan suggests, let's talk over noodles. Over a meal, Se-yang finishes the story and Chung-ki adds embarrassedly, he made a blood pact with me, now he's my monster. Se-yue frowns at Chung-ki. Monster. Se-yang exclaims, I almost left this beautiful world. Kyunzi looks with big eyes, but Se-yue hugs Chung-ki tightly, crying, Brother, I'm so glad you're all right. Don't leave me alone. Se-yang is stunned by this reaction from his sister. The guy is touched to the core and smiles softly. Se-yan resolutely stands up. No, this won't happen again. He strokes his sister's head. I promise I won't get into any danger. She get no DS with tears of joy in her eyes. Yes, yes! Chung-ki in her sister's arms thinks, this might be difficult. Seo-yan looks questioningly. The guy turns sharply to Kyunzi. What do you mean? A sudden knock on the door interrupts them. Zhe-yan asks, who's there? On the doorstep is the same girl with glasses. Oh, it's you, that guy. She looks at Zhe-yan in surprise. Strange, how did you recover so quickly from such wounds? Chung-ki looks out. Hello? The girl nods understandingly. Ah, I see. So the new monster lord is you, huh? Zhe-yan said in amazement. You really know something. Can you explain what's going on? The girl offers, it's a long story. If it's convenient, let's talk inside. She begins the story. Monsters have existed since ancient times, and people with spiritual powers can control them. Such people are called monster lords, but as time went on, there were fewer of them, and the monsters went into hiding. However, the remaining overlords formed a secret organization, the Shanghai Association. The association fights the influence of monsters and searches for new overlords with the detector. The girl sits down, explaining, I'm here because the association has detected a new spiritual force. She looks at Se-yan. I want to confirm that you are the new overlord and invite you to join us. Se-yan abruptly interrupts her. Stop, stop! He objects. I've just been resurrected. I just want to work, not die again because of monsters. The girl sighs. What a shame. The association offers free training, resources, and generous rewards. Hearing about the money, Seo-yan immediately shouts, I'm joining. His sister nods approvingly. Suddenly, there is a loud "what" sound, heralding a challenge. Se-yan clenched his fist with a determined look. So, the so-called introduction is throwing me into the woods with monsters to test my spiritual power. A guy rushes through the woods with Zunzi on his shoulder, screaming, What infernal torment! Suddenly, his foot clings to a tree root. Xie-yan falls face first into the ground with a scream, Chung-ki flying off him. The monsters chuckle gloatingly, surrounding the defeated guy. Xie-yan raises his bloody face, hissing angrily, Damn! He jumps up, ready to fight. Come here, I'm not afraid of you. Se-yang looks at the monsters in bewilderment. The monsters happily reach for Chung-ki, ignoring Se-yan. Xie-yan was indignant, Hey, are you actually supposed to eat me? The goblin replies, Who would want to eat such a stinky person? Se-yang is shocked. The monsters agree, pointing at Kyunzi. There's something tastier. Se-yan gritted his teeth at such insolence. He lunges at the monsters in a rage. Halt! The monsters complain. What a pester, we just want a piece. Xie-yan abruptly snatches Chung-ki from the dumbfounded goblin. The guy smirks. Finally decided to eat me? Xie-yang with Chung-ki on his shoulder rushed forward. Come on, let me show you my strength! He swings furiously at the goblin. That's the second time, you bastards! Xie-yan puzzledly scratches his head. That's strange. Why did they suddenly stop eating you? Chung-ki replies, I don't know. Suddenly a girl in pink appears. The monsters scatter. She laughs. I think they're scared. The girl runs away, shouting, Run! And Se-yang thinks, Anyway, I should also... She keeps shouting on the run. Monster is coming. Xie-yan asks in surprise. Who? The ground trembles. Xie-yan and Chung-ki are puzzled. What's going on? Ah? The girl turns around, yelling angrily at the guy. What are you standing there for? Run! Se-yang and Chung-ki froze in horror as they looked at the approaching threat. A huge winged monster bear with a roar lands right in front of them. Se-yang shouts in panic. Chung-ki on his shoulder is also alarmed. The giant paw of the monster bear comes down on the guy. He cusses in surprise. Se-yan falls down, barely dodging the blow, the ground cracking under the monster's might. The girl in pink, meanwhile, is rapidly fleeing deep into the forest. She deftly jumps over the lying Se-yan, almost stepping on him. Ye-yan tosses Kyung-ki to the girl. Catch it! It cures wounds, run with it. The girl catches Chunky, asking worriedly, what about you? The monster bear roars furiously. Zheyan turns around, still on the ground. The guy jumps up, declaring, I'm a first-class delivery guy. Shi Yan rushed away, shouting, don't underestimate the delivery boy's speed and dodging skills. The monster bear swings a huge paw. Zheyan barely manages to dodge. The monster's clawed paw almost grabs the guy, but he dodges at the last moment. The bear hits the ground with a roar, raising a cloud of dust and debris. Shi Yan was thrown back by the shockwave, and he went tumbling, screaming in pain. The monster's giant paw loomed over Seiyan, ready to crush him. In desperation, Xie Yan puts out his hand, which suddenly starts to glow. The monster bear recoils, staring in surprise at the guy's glowing hand. Suddenly, a small glowing tiger cub appears in front of Seiyan, growling at the huge monster. Xie Yan stares dazedly at the unexpected protector, not realizing what's going on. The boy looks in amazement at the tiger cub, who stands boldly in front of the enraged bear. The tiger cub makes a cute meow sound. Seo Yan is completely bewildered. The guy is puzzled. What's going on? How did he suddenly turn into a cat? The kitten affectionately rubs against Seiyan's leg, continuing to purr. Shi Yan blushed, grabbing his heart. Cute! The girl with Chionzi comes back. Hey, are you okay? Seo Yan thinks everything is resolved. The girl looks at the kitten incredulously. Is it still the same monster? Seo Yan nods uncertainly. She asks the guy, what did you do? Seyang waves it off. Nothing. I thought I was done for. Ziyan excitedly suggests, am I really a genius who can defeat a monster with a single blow? He continues thoughtfully, maybe there's some superpower hidden in me, Ziyan strokes the kitten, amazed. The difference between him and that killer is huge, so soft. The girl admires the kitten. What a cutie, I want to touch it too. The kitten suddenly grows fierce, surrounded by flames, and growls at the girl, who shrieks. The girl holds out her hand. I'm Ivy, what's your name? Seiyan shakes her hand. I'm Seyang, the new guy, thinking, I already want to quit. Ivy looks at his hand in shock. Blood contract. You tamed that ferocious cat? Xieyan points at Chunky in surprise. You mean the blood contract with that guy? Ivy explains. The mark on your wrist is the same as the one on his forehead. That's proof. Seyang points at Chunky. Why doesn't this one have a tag? Ivy. It fades over time. Ivy is flabbergasted. Wait, that creature is your blood monster too? You have two of them? Shi Yan turns around, agreeing as someone's huge foot suddenly appears in front of them. A girl with glasses appears, shouting, the seal of the ferocious beast is broken, hurry and... Ye Yan with a kitten on his head looks at her perplexed. Ah? The stranger adjusts her glasses, asking sternly, what's going on here? She looks around. Forget it. The ferocious beast has escaped. The girl asks, did you see him? Seyang points to the kitten on his head. The stranger looks at the kitten in shock. Wait, you mean this cat? She can't believe her eyes. And there's that ferocious beast? The girl frowns. So, why did the ferocious beast end up like that? Xie Yan shrugs. I don't know. The stranger thinks, why is it so difficult with this group? The guy shows his glowing hand. But I suppose it has something to do with this? The stranger asks, is it a blood contract? What's so strange about it? She is shocked. Wait, you made a contract with a ferocious beast while already having Chionzi? 2 contracts? Si Yang with a kitten on his head and Chunky on his shoulder is perplexed. Why is that weird? Ivy enthused, clenching her fists. This is incredible, Ivy explains. Usually a tamer will only contract with one monster, or his body will explode. She points at Zheyan, and not only did you not explode, you also tamed 2, turning a beast into a kitty. Ivy tearfully said, he's so flattered by you. I want to pet him too. Seo Yan to her, don't give in to the cat. The girl with glasses asks Seiyan seriously, how did you do that? Seyang, with a kitten on his head, recalls, I thought I was finished, closed my hand, and the beast became a cat. The guy tries to take the kitten off. It's hard. My neck's gonna break, you idiot. Girl with glasses, yeah, I know. The girl with the glasses commands, you two, follow me to headquarters. The president wants to see you. Ivy is surprised. Me too? Xie Yang panicked. What? Wait, I'm already confused by this test, and now this... The stranger cuts off abruptly. Enough talk, all questions for the president. They are led to a grand headquarters building that combines modernity and tradition. Trinity steps inside, following a girl with glasses down an ornate hallway. The girl reports, "Grandfather, I brought them." Seo-yan is stunned by the opulence of the study. An elderly man with a beard greets them. "Welcome to the Shanghai Association." He introduces himself. "I am the president, Ju Qingjun." His gaze is shrewd. The president looks at Xie-yan. Truly amazing. Someone was actually able to tame 2 monsters. Xie-yang with pets tries to politely decline. "President, I'm sorry, but I think this job. Allow me to bid you adieu." Ivy wondered animatedly. Does the association really pay monster tamers? Seo-yan with a kitten on his head listens in surprise. President Zhu confirms, of course, in addition to the allowance, there are extra payments for completing tasks. He adds, and on field assignments, the expenses are covered and the subsidy doubles. Ivy and Ziyan can already see the mountains of money. The president turns to Se-yang. "Boy, your name is Se-yang, right? I remember you have a younger sister." Suddenly, Ivy and Ziyan's phones pinged, attracting the attention of even the pets. Xie-yan looks at the screen. His account just received 10,000 yuan. The president smiles contentedly, so the basic allowance will be paid for 2. Xie-yan shouts to himself in shock, "What a divine association, and I was going to quit, crazy!" With a greedy grin, Xie-yan declares, "From now on, I am a loyal servant of the association. You may command me." The president advises them to study the tamer materials to start taking assignments. Ivy and Se-yang enthusiastically agree. Yes. The girl with glasses leads them to get their gear, Se-yang still with the pets. The president's granddaughter wonders why her grandfather didn't ask about the broken seal. The president notes thoughtfully, "It's strange that rookie Se-yang broke it." He explains, the seal was weakening, the beast would have broken out anyway, Ivy only accelerated the process. Granddaughter suggests, what if we strengthen the seal? The president sighs. This is only a temporary solution, but the beast problem has suddenly been resolved. The girl with glasses looks after Se-yang thoughtfully. Se-yang, so... The president glooms. The forces of the tamers are weakening, and the slumbering monsters are awakening. He continues, Se-yan's special data and potential are our new hope. The president orders, provide Se-yang with everything, make him our fighting force. The granddaughter replies, yes, sir. The president looks out the window where the ominous bird is reflected. Meanwhile, black crows are circling in the rain over some building. A raven with red eyes perches on someone's arm, cawing. The white-haired stranger was furious. How is this possible? These tamers have such abilities. The stranger's hand is empty. He utters, I'm sorry. He continues, I wanted to save your pet, but it was taken away. His eyes sparkle with determination. But don't worry, I'll help you get it back. The scene changes. The canteen of the Shanghai Association, where the staff are having lunch. Xie-yan is about to eat as he suddenly cries out in surprise. Everyone turns around. He falls down, his hand glowing. Ivy panics. Se-yang, what's wrong with you? Ivy screams in panic. Oh no, he's not breathing! Hurry, someone! Xie-yan comes to his senses in a strange, dark place. Where am I? I was in the dining room, wasn't I? He notices a familiar figure from the back. Huh? Is that Ju Gigi? Se-yan runs up to her. Ju Gigi, what are you doing here? Where are we? The girl turns around, and it's not Ju Gigi, but a stranger with glasses. You... calling me? Xie-yan abruptly wakes up with a cry of terror, coming back to reality. His pet Kyunzi looks straight at him with bulging eyes. Ivy leaned over him, pulling Kyunzi off his face. You're awake! How are you feeling? Ivy guiltily explains. My ear mouse popped out and scared you unconscious. I'm sorry. Ivy continues, embarrassed. But right after she jumped on your face, you... Ju Gigi explains. A contract with a monster strengthens the master, but... She adds sternly, your foundation is too weak. Xie-yang recalled, the contract mark disappeared and he couldn't withstand the beast's strength. Ju Gigi sighed as he looked at the hapless newcomer. Ivy rebukes them. And you didn't even take this! What is this anyway? Xie-yan asks. Ju Gigi explains, it's a storage bracelet activated by spiritual energy. Ivy tries to put a bracelet on Xie-yan's arm so he can hide his pet in there. Ju Gigi continued, this way, you won't have to carry it around with you all the time. Ivy naively asks, Master, how do you infuse spiritual energy into him? Jujiji is desperate. Jujiji commands, give me your hand without the bracelet and extend your index finger. Jujiji teaches, gather the energy in the dantian and direct it to your fingertip. Ziyan shouts enthusiastically, I got it, I got it! His finger glows. Jujiji commands Ivy, now touch the bracelet with your fingertip. Both of their bracelets activate, emitting streams of energy. In! Ivy compares a pet mouse to a Pokemon, and Seiyang compares her cat to a yokai. Jujiji announces, tomorrow we start intensive training. The newcomers happily agree. But hearing about intense, Ivy and Ziyan look at each other in a puzzled manner. 6 a.m., grueling physical workout. Xiyang can barely keep up on the beam. 8 a.m., mental discipline training. Ivy balancing on the pole, Seiyang has already fallen. 14 Wiro, Jujiji demands, learn to control the energy so that the pet enters the bracelet by itself. 18 Horo, theory lesson. Jujiji talks about Chongqi, and Seiyang sleeps at the desk. At night, Seiyang delivers food on a scooter, complaining about the inhumane life. In his thoughts, Jujiji rebuked, but your foundation is so weak. Xie Yan smirked defiantly. No way! How dare you look down on me? Half a month later, Seiyang is late for delivery, shortcut on repair. He rushes off, lamenting, I shouldn't have combined delivery with training, my stellar feedback. Suddenly he stops, noticing a dark aura. Is that a demonic spirit? Yi Yan tensed up. Damn, I haven't practiced much. I can't identify the type of monster. Someone's foot takes a step. Xie Yan is alarmed. Is he really going to? A man with a dark aura jumps into the water with a loud splash. Xie Yan decides, damn, I'm already late anyway. He yells, hey! And without a second thought jumps the fence following the stranger. There is a deafening splash raising a pillar of water. Qian swiftly dives, trying to catch up with the drowning in the dark water. Underwater, he manages to grab the stranger's hand. Gotcha! But the drowning man is entangled in dark nets pulling him to the bottom. Xi Yan struggled to hold him back. Damn, what a huge force! He gathers his wits. Easy, it's time to show the results of the training. Xie Yan concentrates the spiritual energy in his hand, preparing to exert his full strength. With an incredible effort, he smiles. Great, I got him out! Seiyang lands a surprise underwater punch from the rescuer. He realizes in horror, no, this is bad. The air is running out. Dark tentacles pull the stranger into the abyss. Seiyan lacks oxygen. A giant river monster appears out of the darkness, ready to devour both of them. Suddenly, Chunky bursts out of the water, carrying Seiyan and the stranger away. Xiyan falls to the ground with a cough, barely regaining consciousness after being rescued. The rescued guy sits upstairs, his pet by his side. I thought the beast's victor was very strong. He calmly corrects the pet. Who knew it would be so easy? The boy grins. I almost died from the paws of that river monster. Seiyang shouts from downstairs, what are you yelling about? No one can hear you from up there. Xiyan runs up to the coughing man. Sir, are you awake? Do you need to go to the hospital? The man thanks. You saved me? I was walking by the river and suddenly my eyes went black. Suddenly, a guy with a snake appears. Sir, your forehead is blackened. Expect trouble. Saved and Xiyan is shocked. The man babbles. Little master, you are so amazing. The guy abruptly tapes Ziyan's mouth with the talisman. Huh? Yiyang Mo'oz and the snake and chicken guy says to the man, You have no idea. A man complains, I see a dark figure outside the window. It's hard to breathe at night, and today I fell into the river. The mysterious guy holds out a business card. Easy fix, here are my contacts. He adds with an important look, but mind you, I don't haggle on prices. The man nods readily. Sir, don't worry, the rules are understood. Price is not an issue. The mysterious guy makes an appointment to meet the rescued man, who runs away in a hurry. Xiyan tears the talisman off his mouth, angered by this treatment. He shouts angrily at the stranger, Who are you? Why didn't you let me finish? The guy introduces himself. I'm Li Than Lam, also from the association, following evil spirits. Li Than Lam explains, Let's deal with the river monster first. Saiyan hesitates. Just the two of us, without reinforcements? Li Than Lam confidently declares, Not the two of us, but me alone. Look, and pulls out 3 talismans. He throws the talismans into the water. I can handle this little monster alone. The talismans hit the surface of the water with force, ready for action. But suddenly all three mascots burst into flames and burned to the ground. Li Tan Lam is annoyed. What a shame. This monster isn't that easy. Se-yan is amazed at his strength. Xian rebukes, I told you, we should have called for reinforcements. The water starts to boil. Creepy multi-headed monster snakes burst out of the water with a roar. Se-yang and Li Tan Lam stare in horror at the giant shadow above them. The monster attacks, the guys rush out. Li Tan Lam shouts to his pet sparrow. Se-yan is furious. Didn't you say little monster? Li Tan Lam realizes it's the great demon Xiang Yao. Xiang Yao's huge fang jaws swoop down, ready to attack. Meanwhile, Zhu Jiji is relaxing in a cafe, and then the phone rings. She replies relaxedly, Today is a day off, let's do it tomorrow. Suddenly, her face contorts in shock. What? A demon has been disturbed? I warned you. Zhu Jiji jumps up. I'm right here, I'll be right there. Her day off is ruined. Zhu Jiji was rushing at breakneck speed, surrounded by radiance. I hope I can make it in time. One of Xiang Yao's head breathed heavily, and Zhu Jiji prayed, Just so nothing happens. The boys are huddled against a tree in terror, surrounded by snake-like bodies. Something scary is going on. Li Tan Lam shouts to Se-yang in panic, Hurry up and call Kyungzi for help. Xiaowen remembers and activates his glowing bracelet. That's right, Chunky. A golden-haired Kyunzi kitten emerges from the bracelet. The guys stare in surprise. Kyunzi, instead of attacking, starts licking his paw cutely. Li Tan Lam is puzzled. I heard Kyungzi is a ferocious beast. What kind of kitty is this? Seo Yan irritably demands, Stop licking yourself. Show the snake your strength. Kyunzi ignores the order and turns his back to them, thinking about food. Xiang Yao's huge red eye stares ominously at the dazed guys. Li Tan Lam yells at Xie Yan, Why did you summon monsters here? Xiang Yao roars. Suddenly, Zhu Jiji bursts into the battle, unleashing a leg kick with a cry of, Collapse! Her glowing attack hits the monster's head with a thud. The guys look on in amazement and delight at her incredible aerial technique. Xiang Yao's heads seem to be stunned by the sudden and powerful intervention. Zhu Jiji lands gracefully, and the guys recognize her. Zhu Jiji? Her landing or the monster's reaction makes the ground shake with a deafening rumble. Zhu Jiji excitedly shouts out, Li Tan Lam, Se-yang, are you okay? Li Tan Lam flies away on his giant bird, shouting, I'm fine. This bird has a conscience. But Se-yang?
Xie Yan, surrounded by a golden aura, finds himself at the center of a powerful strike.
He realizes in shock, What? This thing has the same aura as Kyunzi. The fox girl appears astonished. No way! He mastered control magic by himself? Yian transforms as he activates the symbiosis technique. He realizes, This is an advanced textbook demon taming technique. Technique activation conditions. Random opening when reaching a level and risk when lacking energy. The transformed Zhejiang throws himself at one of Xiang Yao's heads with a roar. His powerful punch throws the monster away. Xie Yan shouts, Get out! The fox girl tensely watches Xiang Yao hovering over her. Xie Yan, full of energy, unleashes a flurry of punches at the monster. Come here, I'm not afraid of you! Xie Yang taunts Xiang Yao, and the fox girl explains his strange behavior as a side effect. The transformed Xie Yang grabs Xiang Yao, who tries to stop him. Wait! The beaten Xiang Yao in human form begs, Don't hit again, don't hit again. Xie Yan stands over the crying Xiang Yao, who continues to beg for mercy. Li Tan Lam rebukes Se Yan for being cruel, but the latter only smirks. The fox girl sternly asks Xiang Yao about the deaths of the people defending the city. Xiang Yao angrily replies, They deserve to die. His eyes burn red. The story begins. Over 1,000 years ago, Yunqing was a small coastal town. Xiang Yao had always dwelt at the bottom of the sea near Yunqing City. With the development of Yunqing City, people in Xiang Yao lived in harmony for thousands of years. Xiang Yao tells how the oil refinery secretly dumped waste, poisoning everything around it. Before leaving, Xiang Yao surfaced to see the culprits of the pollution one last time. He swore he would make them pay for what they had done, his eyes burning with anger. Xiang Yao explains that he waited under the river for a long time to take revenge on the factory owner. I almost killed him, but you ruined everything! Xiang Yao roared, rushing forward. In rage, Xiang Yao emitted a powerful energy, ready to launch another attack. The fox girl abruptly stops Xiang Yao with a punch. Xie Yan shouts, Stop! She ties up the defeated Xiang Yao and tells the boys to take him away. The fox girl sternly states, and Li Than Lam acted arbitrarily. As punishment, Li Than Lam's reward is cut, and his spiritual power is sealed for 7 days, sending him into shock. Xie Yang is glowing. Tomorrow, he will be transferred the reward for catching Xiang Yao. The fox girl sternly reprimands Li Than Lam, threatening to strip him of his master's title. Xi Yan mutters, "So that's why I've been messing around with seawater every year. It's all his tricks." Li Than Lam smirks slyly, clearly plotting a new scam. He claps Ye Yan on the shoulder in a friendly manner. "Brother!" Li Than Lam offers, "Do you want to make some money?" showing his cell phone. At night, they are at Sai Yun's mansion. The owner is impressed with their prowess. Kai Yun is thrilled. The cold in the house has disappeared, and he is willing to recommend them. Xi Yan was surprised. Do demon masters usually engage in such tricks? Li Than Lam confesses. While Sai Yan was standing with the talisman, he had already summoned small demons to annoy Kai Yun. Li Than Lam excuses himself. "We're both in. I don't have spiritual power, so thank you for the talisman." Xie Yang shines with happiness after receiving 50,000 coins. The income will be split in half. Li Than Lam claims, "We didn't trick him. I just got rid of the demons like I promised." His eyes sparkle with determination as he lays out his version of events. Xie Yang adds, "Also, this cutie stole 3 months' worth of factory surveillance footage." The guys bump fists. Li Than Lam suggests, "Let's keep working like this." Their parting gesture is reflected in someone's ominous red eye watching from afar. Xie Yan notices a black raven with eyes burning red in the tree. The raven flies off the branch, dropping dark feathers, and rushes down. The bird flies toward a glowing magic circle where a lone figure stands. A mysterious figure with long white hair folds his hands in a seal, surrounded by a glow. A powerful stream of blue energy envelops the figure, lifting it into the air. The energy barrier around the figure cracked and shattered into shards. A bright flash of light throws the caster off as his magic fails. A stranger with white hair coughs up blood from the effects of a failed ritual. Blood spurts out, and an ominous red aura erupts around the figure. With a dark face and glowing eyes, he commands the raven, "Go!" At the Shanghai Association headquarters, an alarming red signal appears on the monitor. The signal disappears from the screen under the caption, "Come back when you're full." Day 2. Xie Yan glumly stares at the cracked screen of his phone. The courier rushes in with a huge order, wondering who will eat so much. Soon he is panting, with bags of food at the right door. Xie Yang, barely holding the bags, presses the bell. The door opens, and Xie Yan happily holds out the order. A huge customer impatiently snatches the food, surprising Xie Yan. The man immediately pounces on the food. Xie Yan decides to leave quickly. Xi Yan, worried, is already heading towards the exit. Suddenly, a customer falls face first into the food, shocking the guy. "Hey, are you okay?" Xie Yan cautiously approaches the fallen man. Suddenly, Xie Yan senses an ominous demonic aura from the client.
Xie Yang shouts, "Stop!" in horror, trying to stop the customer.
An unconscious customer falls down unconscious. Xie Yan recoils in shock. Shit! Xie Yan realizes that things are bad and decides to act. He rushes the victim to the nearest hospital. Xie Yan bursts into the emergency room shouting, "Doctor! He ate too much and went into shock!" The doctor is dumbfounded. The whole ward is full of patients with the same symptoms. What's going on here? Xie Yan senses something amiss, looking around. Suddenly, a powerful demonic aura envelops the hospital room. A familiar voice confirms his hunch. This demon is quite powerful. Jujiji appears beside me, seriously stating, "We can't handle this alone." Jujiji reports, "Headquarters is holding an emergency meeting. You're just in time." Xie Yan, frowning under his hood, listens to her words carefully. In the huge hall of the association, the speaker announces, "The observational data show." The bearded leader reports, "Last night a monster appeared at Pinnan Garden. That's where it was sealed." There is a whisper in the crowd. "The seal was so close and we didn't know." On the screen are the flaming mountains. There was an incident there earlier and the ancient seal was lost. Someone in the crowd remarks, "If it wasn't for the monster being injured in the seal attack, we wouldn't have spotted him." The young man is puzzled. "The probe is so powerful, why didn't it find the seal sooner?" The girl with pink hair explains, "The monster was sealed by an ancient master. The seal has weakened over time." Another expert adds, "The modern probe is weaker than the original. It's already good that at least it caught something." An expert suggests, this monster seems to be able to control human bodies. The girl with the glasses elaborates, the victims eat non-stop until they burst, then the monster changes targets. Clever, but not too clever. Xie Yan frowned thoughtfully, digesting the information he had heard. A creepy maw appears on the screen. Such a greedy and voracious monster, it's probably this. Xie Yan suddenly blurts out, Taotie, one of the 4 great ferocious beasts of China. Everyone is surprised, and Xie Yan confesses in embarrassment, it just came out of my mouth, I don't know where it came from. The bearded leader and the expert girl exchange meaningful glances. A few days later, a pink-haired girl runs in a panic, late for school on her first day of school. Out of breath, she stops abruptly, nearly colliding with someone. The girl falls, dropping her bag, and asks painfully, Oh, I'm sorry, are you okay? A stranger lies on the ground, muttering, Yeah, give me eat. The girl cries out in shock, Hey! The stranger greedily pounces on the bread the girl gave him. With tears in his eyes, he gives thanks. I am alive. Thank you for the bread. I will repay you. The girl says, Starving yourself to lose weight is too much. The stranger objects. I'm fine. Starving yourself is also a health concern. Suddenly he exclaims in surprise, touching her, Why are you so thin and you have this so big? The girl cries out, Ouch! The embarrassed girl hurries to school. I have to go, eat in peace. He advises, Don't lose weight like that again, it's bad for you. The stranger remains on the bench with the bread, seeing the girl off with a glance. In class a few days later, Taotie never showed up. Students are worried. The number of victims is growing. This monster is cunning, always one step ahead. A friend whispers to the pink-haired girl, If it goes on like this, the hospitals won't be able to cope. Let's listen to the lecture, the teacher is watching. The teacher reprimands menacingly. Talking after class, you've woken up the staff on duty. The pink-haired girl is surprised. I didn't expect exorcist teachers from the same school. And there's an ominous aura ahead. The dark figure was shrouded in a powerful energy. The girl was shocked. That man, it's him. Guys, quickly look out the door, shouts the pink-haired girl. That demonic energy is very strong. The 3 students, the pink-haired girl, Sei Yang, and another guy, exchange determined glances. A friend suggests, What a coincidence, so many classmates from the association in the same school. Let's wait until the end of classes. Turning around, she finds no one. Huh? When did they leave and why so quiet? In the woods, the trio encounters a dark entity. One of the guys complains, She ran so fast I could barely catch up, and she's not picking up the phone. Who have you been calling all this time? Jujiji! Without her, we can't defeat this monster. The pink-haired girl, peering out from behind a tree, exclaims, I've seen that girl before. Pink-haired recalls she was fasting in the morning to lose weight, so she was hungry. The obsessed girl with insane hunger opens her mouth wide to eat more. The guys realize, such hunger. Taotie definitely has his eye on her. The pink-haired woman panicked. If she keeps eating like this, her body won't be able to take it. The possessed woman cries but can't stop, continuing to greedily devour the food. Taotie, get out of her body, screams the pink-haired girl, rushing to her aid. The demonic entity inside the girl responds to the challenge by shrouding herself in darkness. The pink-haired woman fearlessly carried on the dark aura, preparing for a fight. Seo Yan decides, annoying, we can't wait for Jujiji, we'll have to do it ourselves. Suddenly, the bracelet on someone's hand begins to glow brightly with magical energy. Xiongqi, one of the 4 vicious beasts, burst out of Xie Yan's bracelet, ready to fight. Xie Yan was surprised. Xiongqi, did he really feel that it won't be easy with this opponent? The possessed girl is crying, her face contorted with agony at the monster's presence. Dark energy envelops her, and the sinister laughter of Taotie can be heard bursting out. A creepy Taotie shadow with burning red eyes and an evil grin emerges from the girl's body. Taotie fully materializes, a huge monster with multiple mouths, and the girl screams in terror. The pink-haired girl and her companion were horrified. This is the true appearance of Taotie? What an abomination! Xiongqi lets out a battle cry, turning towards Sei Yan as if waiting for an order. Xie Yan grinned. So you want me to leave this guy to you? Li Qinglan, protect Ai Wei. Li Qinglan and Ai Wei are puzzled by Xie Yan's order, but are ready to act. Li Qinglan rushed forward with a shout, I'll save this girl! He picked up Ai Wei in his arms, exclaiming joyfully, "I did it! I saved her!" Li Qinglin tensely listened to the disturbing sounds of battle. Xie Yan is horrified to see Taotie pressing Qiunzi to the ground. "This is not good. Qiunzi is being overpowered." The third guy declares emphatically, "There's no way out. I'll go into battle too, at least I'll buy some time." Taotie throws a powerful punch that sends Qiunzi flying to the side with a roar. Suddenly, Taotie disappears, leaving Seiyan and the others puzzled. Huh? Where did he disappear to so abruptly? Finally, Zhu Jiji comes running in out of breath and immediately asks, "Where is Taotie?" The guy angrily reprimands her. "So many calls and messages. Taotie ran away a long time ago. Where have you been?" Zhu Jiji nonchalantly corrects her glasses. "I was in a lecture. My phone is on silent mode." Trinity stands in the woods, clearly displeased, while Qiunzi sharpens his claws against a tree. The guy rebukes Zhu Jiji. "You told me to be on the lookout, but you don't look at your phone." Zhu Jiji decisively commands, "Don't waste time, quickly take the girl to the hospital." The team discusses night duty. Triple pay motivates one of the guys. Night falls, the moon illuminates the city's rooftops. A tired Seiyang returns home, saying, "I'm back." Zhu Jiji, lying on the sofa, is surprised. "It's so early today." She asks about the monster, but Seiyang replies that Taotie disappeared without a trace. Ziyan suddenly snatches the book from her. "Why did you take it out again?" He is surprised, leafing through the book. "How many times have you read it? There are records of Tauta in here." Seiyang chides Zhu Jiji, "So that's why you're so quick to put up with monsters, all because of this book?" He recalls her talking about the Shanhai Jing, but he didn't believe her. Seo Yan flips through the pages thoughtfully, realizing the truth of her childish words. Around him, illustrations from the book come to life. "So that's where all these monsters come from." He reads in surprise. Was Chunky really the riding animal of this Nui Cho? The book falls into the dark forest, and Zheyan is perplexed. But why is there no record of Nui Cho? Suddenly, a sleeping, white-haired beauty in a red, as if in a crystal coffin, is before us. Someone's hand, shrouded in dark energy, reaches for her. The white-haired woman awakens and stands before a horrible multi-fingered monster. She thrusts her hand forward, glowing with energy. "Don't you dare go near her." The white-haired woman creates a powerful blue barrier, throwing the monster back. The shockwave throws the monster back, crumbling the rocks around it. The monster scowls viciously, its red eyes burning with hatred. The white-haired woman tiredly covers her face. "Ha! Ha! You get a good rest first." Her glowing eye is full of determination. This debt sooner or later. "I'll give it back," she finishes, and Qiunzi appears behind her. Zhu Jiji lowered his gaze guiltily. "I'm sorry. Taotie ran away and never showed up again." The old man sighs. "It's not your fault. Even the weakened Taotie is beyond you," Zhu Jiji bitterly admits. "But if I had made it in time, it's my fault." The old man says thoughtfully, "Things have taken a strange turn." The old man explains, "Taotie knows no measure, the human body cannot withstand his appetite. But not only did he leave the host to the limit, but he escaped when he was discovered. Someone is clearly controlling him. Taotie is not capable of that." The old man interrupts himself. "It's not worth guessing without proof, though. What do you think of that fellow?" Zhu Jiji is confident. His ability to tame beasts and master symbiosis without a teacher, he has great potential. The old man shakes his head. Zheyan has accomplished a lot, but for Taotie, it's still not enough. "Time to call Old Man Li," he decides, Zhu Jiji surprised. The next day on the association's training ground, someone flies off to the side with a scream. Xian rises from the ground, battered. "Damn! How is he so strong? He's just an old man!" Seo Yan resented as he looked at his opponent. Old Man Li smirkingly notes the slowness of Xie Yan, unable to dodge his attacks. Suddenly being behind Ziyan's back, the old man prods, "Boy, don't fall so fast!" Xi Yan struggles to block the old man's next lightning strike. Using acrobatics, Seiyang dodges a hail of punches on the training ground. Xie Yan decisively states, "Don't underestimate the strength of the courier's legs, old man." Old Man Li nods impressively. Good, really good sprout." He praises Xie Yan. For such a young age, such leg strength is not bad. Xie Yan barely dodges the swift attack that left a trail of light behind him. Old Man Li soars into the air, warning, "Now, I'll be a little more serious." A powerful blow crashes down from above, Xie Yan panicking as he tries to evade the attack. Old Man Li lands a blow, splitting the ground beneath Xie Yan's feet. Xie Yan barely dodges the hail of stones that surged from the power of the attack. The guy screams in panic. "That old man? Is he trying to kill me?" Old Man Li smirks contentedly. "Excellent, great training material." He looks at Zhu Jiji on the rooftop. "Now I see why I was summoned." Zhu Jiji confirms from the rooftop. "Time is of the essence. Don't hold back with him." Yi Yan indignantly shouts to her, "Why are you standing there?" She parries, "To avoid being handed out." Old Man Li squints slyly while sizing up Xie Yan. "This kid..." The old man easily lifts the huge boulder, even stronger than our Qing gang. "We're much stronger." With those words, he throws the boulder at the stunned Se Yan. Yi Yan cries out in horror, "This old man is crazy." He's thrown back by a powerful blow, yelling, "You're taking it out on me!" A smiling kid appears in the doorway. "Sorry I'm late." Before he can speak, he is struck by debris from the wall. Pinned down by a rock, the guy excuses himself and Old Man Li gets angry. "Where the hell have you been?" The offended boy jumps up. "Grandpa, how am I worse than him? I don't agree." Old Man Li clenched his fist in fury. "Late and still dare to ask?" Old Man Li drags his grandson by his ear, shouting, "He's talented and you didn't even show up on time." Old Man Li reprimands his grandson. "And look what you're wearing, it's not for training." As punishment, the guy sits in the air chair, mumbling apologies. A girl with pink hair appears in the doorway. "What happened here? Monster attack?" Old Man Li smiles warmly at her, while Se-yang is angry because of their different attitudes. Zhu Jiji asks if Old Man Li agrees to train them. Se-yang is amazed at his strength. Zhu Jiji confirms, "Of course that Grandpa Li..." Flashback. Old Man Li had single-handedly defeated countless monsters. Old Man Li waves it off. "Oh, I'm just a retired old man now." He looks at Se-yan with interest. "I'm just curious as to what this young man who managed to subdue Chongqi is like." Chujiji wondered, "So what is your assessment?" Old Man Li announces, "Ready! I'll teach you the power of Chongqi or else you'll die again." Jian gives a determined look and the old man adds, "If you can't stand the training, you'll be out." Old Man Li shouts, "And you, Qing Yao, quickly change your clothes!" Both of them obey. Xie Yan silently concentrates, Chongqi's ominous shadow appearing behind his back. With a nervous grin, he squeezes out, "Okay, I got it." But immediately gathers his courage. "Whatever the training, I can take it." Qing Yao and grandson Li are running. The girl asks, "I don't need to run with them?" Old Man Li turns to Zhu Jiji. "You have a good base. Show me your symbiosis technique." Xie Yan looks at his bracelet. "Okay, I get it." His bracelet flashes brightly, activating some sort of power. Qing Yao and grandson Li turn around in surprise at the sudden light. Zhu Jiji is impressed. "Wow. I didn't expect it. He can really use symbiosis freely." Xie Yan, shrouded in a golden aura, exhaled, his appearance slightly changed. Grandson Li is shocked. When did he master symbiosis like that? Secretly practicing? Old Man Li assesses, only 1% of Chongqi's strength, but it's already impressive. Zhu Jiji wondered, how long can you last? Xie Yan, the limit is 1 minute. Old Man Li pulls out the talismans. Then we'll have to put our best foot forward this minute. Old Man Li swiftly put talismans on Xie Yan's legs. Xie Yan looks at his feet in bewilderment, feeling a strange impact. The ground beneath Xie Yan's feet cracked, being pressed down by an unknown force. Xiao Yan can hardly stand. "Tea so heavy, my legs won't move at all." Zhu Jiji takes off his glasses. He needs to learn not just how to strengthen his body, but how to weave spiritual power. Zhu Jiji, shining with aura, explained, "You can only repel inferior monsters with brute force." Her appearance becomes more bestial, but against great demons wielding magic. Old Man Li sets the task. "It's important to withstand their blows. 1 minute under her foxfire. Don't dare run." Zhu Jiji prepares a powerful charge. "That's right. Grit your teeth and bear it." She sternly warns, "I won't hold back. If you die again, don't complain." Seo Yang is terrified. Zhu Jiji unleashes a barrage of blue energy projectiles on the guy. He Yan squirmed in pain. "Ow! It's burning! Is she serious?" The guy screams in despair. "These crazy people, are they really going to kill me?" Old Man Li calmly watches the beating. "You know that feeling on the verge of death, don't you?" Grandpa Li squints slyly. "I'll give you a hint. You have one absolute advantage." Old Man Lee advises, remember your pre-death sensations? You've died before, haven't you?
Xie Yan recalled, that's right, first time using foresight and Chongqi's power.
He closes his eyes, immersing himself in memories of the brink of life and death. Suddenly, a golden radiance enveloped his body. It was as if his blood was being replaced by spiritual power. Xie Yan's eye flashed with golden light, reflecting the awakened energy. His gaze becomes fierce, his eyes blazing with blinding fire. Xie Yan shouted, releasing a powerful stream of red-orange energy. Qingyao and grandson Li recoiled in horror at this incredible power. Jujiji is surprised, like that guy really... Old Man Lee smirks. Hey, I wasn't wrong about him. Old Man Lee marveled, this guy really is a born talent. Xie Yan's golden aura extinguished. He looked completely exhausted. Qingyao and grandson Li scream in panic as they see Xie Yang falling down without strength. Seo Yan is lying on the ground, thinking, my body doesn't obey, as if all the blood has been sucked out. Jujiji explains, that's because you released all of your spiritual power at once. Old Man Lee announces a new phase, we'll beat you until you learn control. Xie Yang in horror only manages to shout out, don't! His desperate cry of don't echoes over the new, even bigger crater. Suddenly an ominous red eye appears, watching the scene. A huge black bird with burning eyes lands on a rooftop nearby. Old Man Lee abruptly turns around. A vein on his forehead swelled with tension. Grandpa Lee falls on his back, looking up at the sky with the words, everything is empty. Jujiji and Old Man Lee stand silently on the roof, surveying the aftermath. Evening, Seo Yan's house. Sister asks anxiously, brother, are you okay? He replies to his sister that he's a little tired, and his eyes are double-visioned from overexertion. Xie Yan drops his head on the table. His sister mentions the big monster that escaped. His sister begs him not to go out. Seo Yan irritably waves him away. I know. The girl looks at her brother sympathetically. You're getting yourself so worked up, you look worse than a night courier. Xie Yang recalls the hellish training sessions and night patrols, thinking, I wish I wasn't tired. Xie Yan explodes, but they pay too much. The sister is perplexed. Nurse reminds about the allowance. Seo Yan, devouring the noodles, keeps saying, it's for the sake of our future. The girl suggests, then I can go part-time too. Xie Yan jumps up, cutting her off abruptly. You can't! The sister flinches. He admonishes, your job is to study to get a good job, not like your brother. Sister sulks resentfully. Xie Yan softens. Don't worry about the money, I'll take care of it. The next day, a day off. The sister is secretly looking for a job, either far away or 12 hours. She walks down the street, continuing her search. Or the pay is such that there's no point. The girl sighs heavily. Is it so hard to find a job? Suddenly, a giant, sinister purple eye looms over her. She freezes in horror. The sister turns around in horror, feeling someone's gaze on her. She looks up and sees only a crow on a branch, exhaling in relief. It's just a crow. The girl wondered, but could a crow have such a frightening look? Suddenly, the shadow of a tall man appears behind her back. She freezes in surprise. The sister turns around sharply, still startled, and sees the young man in front of her. A guy holds up an employee's wanted ad and asks, something wrong, beautiful? She calms down. It's the candy store employee. I'm sorry, I felt like I was being followed. Are you looking for a part-time job? Close-up of a recruitment ad, the guy responds, yeah, just about to put it up. Girl with hope. Great, I'm just looking for a part-time job. Can I have one? He invites, okay, then come with me. Guy opens the door to the store yelling, boss, there's a candidate for a part-time job. Sister follows him. A figure appears behind the counter, to which the guy bows low, saying, bow. The long-haired boss lets the guy go with a piercing stare. Got it, you can go. Xie Yan's sister looks at the boss in surprise, asking, who are you? The boss's eyes flash red, emitting a frightening aura and the hieroglyph, huh. The fellow co-worker retreats in horror under the pressure of this force, the humph character intensifying. He bows hastily. Okay, boss, I won't bother you. The sister is still puzzled. The boss smiles sweetly at his sister. Sorry, he's new, probably doesn't know me yet. The girl looks at her boss carefully. Excuse me, have we met somewhere? A close-up of the boss's face, he stares back thoughtfully. The boss replies enigmatically with a slight smile. Maybe? The sister confusedly explains that she's looking for a part-time job. The boss asks her to fill out a form. The girl agrees. The boss asks for her name and contacts. The boss reads her name, Yue, and the girl confirms, a little worried. He praises her name and announces, "Congratulations, you've been accepted. You may call me Yelan!" His eyes flashed red, enveloping him with a dark aura. Nurse repeats, Lan, as the ominous aura around him intensifies. The girl smiles happily. Got it, I'm counting on you from now on, Boss Yelan. Boss Yelan gloomily thinks, so it didn't work. The nurse asks in surprise, Did you say something? He guffaws, No, nothing. Yelan offers with a smile, Now I'll show you what the job is all about. That same night, the door to Yeyan's apartment creaks open. Sister looks inside. It's so quiet. Brother's gone on patrol? She enters quietly, not wanting to wake him if he's already asleep. Suddenly noticing Seyan on the couch, she cringes and he asks in surprise why it's so late. My sister runs up excitedly. Bro, aren't you on patrol? Why are you on the couch? He explains that he fell asleep waiting for her. She holds out a brownie to him. You're so tired. This is for you. I'm going to take a shower. Have a good appetite. Xiao Yan sees her off with a glance, thinking, she's kind of weird today. Oh well, I'm hungry. The sister is in the shower, humming relaxedly to herself. Suddenly she hesitates, water running down her face. However, the image of Yelan arises in her mind. That boss. He seems so familiar, as if I've met him a long time ago. The sister blushes in the shower. Ah, what's wrong with me? Is it because he's handsome that I got so excited? Stepping out of the shower, she reassures herself. Don't think too much. It's just a part-time job. Stay calm. The girl is watching the news. Yongqing City is successfully fighting sea pollution. The sister rejoices. The sea is finally clear. The brother with the cat on the couch confirms, it's about time. She leans over to her brother. That's right, you reported to that factory a long time ago, thanks to Li Qinglin's connections. Xi Yan finishes his brownie. That boss didn't even have time to hustle before he was covered. Sister suddenly snatches the fork from him. Here comes the miss! The brother is shocked. Hey, you said it's for my dinner. The kitten jumps up with a cry of meow, and my sister scoops him up in her arms. Holding the cat, she asks, Brother, the sea is clear. Will that big demon you caught be released? The sister looks out the window. You're tired. You'll rest. And little demons can't talk. They need more care. The sister is smiling at the cat, but Se-Yang is skeptical. When you see his true appearance, you'll stop smiling. The sudden ringing on Xie-Yan's phone is Li Qinglin. What does he want so late? Xie-Yan replies irritably, Speak faster if there's a case. Li Qinglin is on the line. Bro, have you thought about it? Li Qinglin offers to make some extra money while Xie-Yan reminisces about recent employment and the suffering of people from demons. Li Qinglin reminds Lin Yuexi of her family difficulties and her search for a part-time job. He pressures Se-Yang. The night patrols and takeout work are exhausting and money is scarce. Li Qinglin reveals a family secret. Their ancestors exorcised demons, but their grandfather forbade private practice. He proposes a partnership to Se-Yang and Lin Yuexi. He seeks clients, they exorcise demons, profits in half. Lin Yuexi hesitated. Why do you need me? I'm not a fighter and I can't exorcise demons. Li Qinglin confidently states, Your abilities are very useful. There's a big order coming soon. Think about it. Lin Yuexi asks embarrassedly, All right, let me think about it. Xi Yan asks Li Qinglin about his sister's decision over the phone. The latter replies, She has agreed. Now it's up to you, master. Xi Yan, finishing his brownie, decisively declares, I agree. I'll meet you tomorrow after practice. The next day, the trio arrives at the luxurious mansion. Lin Yuexi is amazed by its size. Li Qinglin confidently leads them to the entrance, promising them the same life in the future. At the gate, Li Qinglin calls out, announcing his arrival, and is asked to wait for a while. An elegant maid with blue hair greets them, inviting them to follow her. Walking through the huge park-like courtyard, Lin Yuexi admires its vastness. Xi Yan notices the many antique vases arranged in the courtyard and finds it strange. Looking closer, he sees a faint but ominous demonic aura emanating from each vase. Xi Yan gloomily foreboding, Is this some kind of large and problematic order? Li Qinglan confirms their fears. You've noticed that it's not clean here either, right? The maid announces with a nonchalant look, Gentlemen, we have arrived. She points to the door. Master is waiting for you inside, and the trio enters the dimly lit room. A haggard old man with a cane exclaims joyfully, Oh, Master Li, you finally come! He continues, The head of the Li family didn't want to take the job. I thought you'd say no. Li Qinglan anxiously asks, Why is there such a strong demonic aura here? How long has it been going on? The old man sighs. It's been about 3 months now. At first, things just disappeared and appeared in other places. Then the antiques themselves started going out into the yard, and my health took a sharp turn for the worse, he complains while his maid cheers him on. Li Qinglan turns to Xie Yan. Xie Yan, did you see anything? Xie Yan silently gazes at the stone statue of a lion guard at the entrance. Li Qinglan waves it away. Don't look at it, it's just an old trinket, worthless. But Lin Wexi anxiously whispers, Wait, there's something wrong with this thing. Xie Yan fixed his gaze into the statue, sensing a growing threat. Suddenly, the stone beast's eyes flashed with an ominous purple light. Everyone is shocked. Li Qinglan and Lin Yuexi shout, Its eyes moved. The statue comes to life, releasing a wave of dark energy, throwing his friends away. Li Qinglan grumbles as he flies away. Well, I've had it coming. We've fallen for a tough nut. Xie Yan, surrounded by a golden aura, shouts, Stop talking. Protect the customer. That thing has blocked the door. He decisively declares, I'll create a breakthrough and you take the old man away immediately. Lin Wexi shouts, You fool! With that kind of force, you'll tear the whole house apart. Xian senses a powerful dark energy looming over them. Looking at the burning talisman, he mutters, It feels... Does it really... Xian resolutely shouts out, Show yourselves! The room is instantly filled with dozens of ominous purple ghosts. The old man is horrified. How come there are so many monsters in my house? Xian frowned. Strange, there are too many of them for ordinary small spirits. One of the ghosts scowls, exuding pure malice. The demons rush to attack, and Li Qinglan rushes to Lin Wexi's defense. Li Qinglan is yelling, If it's all on me, I'll tear the house down and you, Xie Yan, will pay. Ye Yang shouts to Li Qinglan, Stop, trust me, they're not aiming at you. Li Qinglan, holding back his might, looks surprised. What? He struggles to hold on to his power as the purple shadows of the demons swirl around him. Xie Yan confirms his guess. Li Qinglan is perplexed. How do you know? Xie Yang explains, They won't risk attacking you so strong their target. Evil spirits surround the stone lion statue, hesitant to attack it directly. Seo Yan suggests, The seal on this ancient statue has weakened, so they flew to the aura. Li Qinglan, surrounded by a golden glow, clarifies, So we'll just disperse those little critters? Shi Yan calls out to his spirit cat, Chongqi, please deal with them in one fell swoop. The cat meows unhappily. Xie Yan promises him a fish, and Lin Yuexi is shocked. Which one is the master? Chongqi, glaring, growled, Look, keep your promise! The cat's powerful golden roar descends upon the purple ghosts. A flash of light, and the spirits disappear under the onslaught of a furious attack. Shi Yan praises the cat, who modestly licks his paw. Lin Yuexi and Li Qinglan were astonished. This is the strength of a great demon. Xie Yan slyly suggests to the cat, Why don't you get the demon out of the statue too? Kyungki defiantly turns away, showing his no. Xie Yan sighs, All right, rest. And the cat disappears in a flash. Lin Yuexi whispers, Which one is the master? And Xie Yan hears, I hear everything. Xie Yan pondered thoughtfully. The change has been dispersed, but what to do with this statue? The lion statue suddenly cracks, startling the trio. Li Qinglan was puzzled. Why did she split herself? Xie Yan notices something important. Hey, come here, take a look. A golden talisman with the hieroglyph suppression is found on the pedestal. Li Qinglan is astonished. You've seen this before? Xie Yang recalls, I think I saw it in my family's secret scrolls. Li Qinglan snickers, but Xie Yan cuts him off. Quiet, I think. Aha, I found it. He explains, It's the demon suppression curse, a forbidden technique. A weakened demon attracts minor spirits hungry for its power, Xian continues. Lin Wexi exclaimed in horror, What an evil curse! Li Qinglan resolutely, Fine, then I'll smash this thing and let him out. Ti Yan stops him abruptly. Wait, you'll kill him that way. Li Qinglan is puzzled. Huh? What? Xie Yang explains. The curse has bound him to the vessel. If you break the statue, he will die too. Li Qinglan objects. I know, but I'm afraid we don't have time. He points at the statue. Since it cracked itself, his life is already in danger. Li Qinglan insists. First save him, then decide what to do. He's weak now, he can't do any harm. Lin Yuexi supports him. Yes, I agree too, Xie Yan. Let's save him first. Ye Yan, after hesitating for a bit, sighed. Okay, I'll give it a try. He addresses the customer. Mr. Liu, the problem in your house is solved. Can you give this item to us? Mr. Liu pleads. Master Li, take it back. I'll pay extra. Xie Yang with the talismans commanded. Bring the statue to the courtyard. I'll make preparations. A formation of branches with a talisman in the center has already been drawn on the ground. Everything is ready. In the courtyard, Xie Yang tells the others, stand in formation and repeat after me. He warns, I only learned the technique. I'm not responsible for the result. Lin Yuexi impatiently rushes over. The heroes begin the ritual, Xie Yan directing, Qi into the Dantian, all spiritual energy. Xie Yan folds the seal. Gather at your fingertips and repeat after me. Lin Yuexi, glowing, utters, heaven and earth are natural. Energy swirls around her. A powerful stream rushes towards the statue. Lin Yuexi continues. The 8 directions are pacified. The old man and the maid watch the ritual in shock as it sounds, according to the 5 sacred mountains.
Xie Yan continues the incantation. All sides are in their proper places.
He concludes the ritual, divine guards, evil disperse. With a loud cracking sound, the statue shattered into pieces. Spiritual energy is eternal. Destroy. The smoke clears and a green clearing appears in place of the statue. A huge golden lion-like creature lies on the grass, breathing heavily. Lin Yuexi said in alarm, Is it still alive? Xie Yan confirms, barely breathing. Xie Yan pondered. The statue is hundreds of years old, so it must be a great demon. Who tortured it so much? Li Qinglan suddenly exclaims, It's Pi Xu! Lin Yuexi is surprised. Xie Yang, do you know him? The man replies, The name popped into my head by itself. Xie Yan was shocked. If it's Pai Xu, it's an ancient beast comparable to Feng Huang. Xie Yan was shocked. Who dares to suppress Pai Xu so brutally? It's beyond our strength. Lin Yuexi panicked. What are we waiting for? We need to contact Teacher Zhu immediately. Li Qinglan rushes Lin Yuexi. Ai Wei, let your Eeyore out. Let him heal. Hurry up. Lin Yuexi resolutely throws up his hand. Come out, Eeyore, and a pink energy flashed out. Eeyore appears and Lin Yuexi commands, Go heal Pai Yu. Eeyore proceeds to heal and Xiao Yan notes, So her contracted beast is a healer. Eeyore struggled to channel pink energy into the huge beast's body. Lin Yuexi anxiously watches her pet, her eyes widened. Suddenly, Eeyore falls down without strength. Lin Yuexi cries out, Ah, Eeyore, what's wrong with you? Li Qinglan grimly states, Little Eeyore can't handle such a demon, and Xie Yan offers, I'll summon one of my own. Xie Yang explains no. Shiro loses a part of himself every time he heals. Li Qinglan despaired. So what should we do now? Xie Yan, with a sly look, replies, There is a way, and that is... He takes out a book. Hold on, I'll check it now. Li Qinglan waits impatiently. Xian finds a solution. Found it. We need blood saturated with spiritual energy to infuse it. He immediately hesitates. This way is no good. We'd better contact the association. Li Qinglan suddenly cuts his hand, blood dripping onto Pai Xu. Xie Yan is shocked. Hey, what are you doing? Xie Yan shouts, Save him. Do you know how much blood he needs? He'll suck you dry. Li Qinglan realizes the mistake in a panic. Ouch, now what? Li Qinglan's blood dripped onto Pai Xu's golden hair, soaking in. Pi Xu flashes a dazzling golden light, consuming Li Qinglan's blood. Xie Yang is shocked. 1 drop and such an effect? Boy, what kind of blood do you have? The golden glow intensifies and Pai Xu opens his eyes, a pattern sparkling on his forehead. Xie Yan was astonished. Huh? Isn't that a blood contract? The huge Pai Xu rapidly shrinks, turning into a tiny beast. The little golden Pai Xu flies straight into Li Qinglan's hands. Li Qinglan catches the beast, exclaiming, Got you! Tiny Pai Xu looks at Li Qinglan curiously with glittering eyes. Pai Xu happily rubs against Li Qinglan's cheek, emitting a cute meow. Suddenly, Li Qinglan himself flashes with golden light, shocking his friends. Lin Yuexi is surprised. Just like that, submissive? Xie Yan is puzzled. Kid? How many more contracts do you have? Li Qinglan with Pai Shu confused. I don't know. Lin Yuexi clarifies, so the matter is settled? Xi Yang informs Mr. Liu. The evil spirit in your house has been completely exorcised. Lin Yuexi adds, your body will soon recover. Mr. Liu, exuberant with health, chuckles. Great, no more pressure. The heroes are amazed at his form. Sei Yang with a bag of shards. The evil was in the statue. We will take it away. He then asks, where did you get this thing from? Mr. Liu thoughtfully said, It was inherited from my ancestors, I don't know how. Ji Yan apologizes for the relic, but Liu waves it away. It's nothing, it's worthless. I would have thrown it away anyway. Li Qinglan offers, we've broken a lot of things here. We need to make up for it. Mr. Liu thanks. What are you, masters? You've been so helpful. Don't hesitate to contact me if you need anything. Walking away, Lin Yuexi asks, no need to report it? Xie Yan is calm. Relax, it's fine. Li Qinglan insists, such a demon needs to be registered. Xie Yan said nonchalantly, we were not forbidden to take private orders. If we keep quiet, there will be no problem. He notices his friend's horror. Your looks? Is there someone behind me we weren't expecting? Xie Yan slowly turns around, his face distorted with fear. A furious mentor stands in front of them. You three, don't you want to explain anything? Lin Yuexi whispers, you said it's fine. Li Qinglan, I told you we need to report. Mentor sternly, detecting a great demon like Pai Shu, she continues her questioning. And not report to the association? Do you guarantee safety? Lin Yuexi and Li Qinglan look over fearfully, nodding silently. Xie Yan immediately rats out his friends. It was all Li Qinglan's fault, he didn't authorize the report. The mentor hovered over Xie Yan in a rage. Li Qinglan again? If you don't explain yourself, forget about your career as an exorcist. Xie Yan babbled. We didn't know it was Pai Shu. He was almost dead. Li Qinglan immediately points at Ji Yan. He's the one who saved Pai Shu, and now they have a blood contract. The mentor is shocked. What? Is it true? Xie Yan pushes Li Qinglan. She doesn't believe you? Show her. Come out. And he flashes gold. The mentor's gaze fixed on the blinding flash of the summoning. Xie Yan pokes Li Qinglan with Pai Shu. There, the contract tag hasn't disappeared yet. The mentor frowns as she sees Li Qinglan fiddling with the beasts. Is it really? Really? Li Qinglan desperately fights off the pushy Pai Shu cat, yelling at him. Pai Shu's golden aura envelops Li Qinglan. Xie Yan snickered. What a sweet burden. Li Qinglan embarrassedly asks the mentor, he is subdued, there is no danger. Shall we forget it? The mentor turns around. No, come with me immediately to the association to report. The three of them sluggishly followed while the mentor reprimanded them. Even Chunky can't be subdued, and you're vouching for Pai Shu? Hurry up and write a report. Li Qinglan hissed at Xie Yan. I told you to report. If we fail the exam, it's your fault. Xie Yan retorts, me? If I had known that Pai Shu was there, I never would have gone in. The mentor looks away thoughtfully, her glasses glinting mysteriously. The Trinity looks at her anxiously. Li Qinglan thinks, Xie Yan, who are you? The mentor reports to the chapter, here's everything that happened after Pai Shu's aura was detected. The head is thoughtful. 3 then. She insists, Grandpa, his background surely doesn't need to be double-checked. 3 contracts, including an ancient Pai Shu subjugated in minutes, and he's just a delivery guy? The head of the association calmly replies, but you have already scrutinized his biography, haven't you? Images of the past, Xie Yan with his sister, then the mentor and Li Qinglan. The text explains, the data is in order, parents died, and the university is a coincidence. The female mentor looks at Xie Yan's reflection in her glasses. But I can still sense that he's hiding something. A woman's intuition is a stubborn thing. The head of the association frowns, mulling over his granddaughter's words. Is it really? He bluntly asks the mentor, are you offended that Xie Yan is stronger than you? Mentor flares up. Grandfather, he's very strong, but his past as a delivery man is too suspicious. The head rubbed the bridge of his nose tiredly. Go on, I'm listening to you. He recalls a more serious threat. Someone is helping Chiunzi hide from us. The chapter lists the mysterious events. Someone directed Chunky to the guards. Someone sicked a tiger on Ziyang. This is more important than his identity. He concludes, the enemy lurks, but Seiyang is an ally for now. We need his strength. Keep an eye on him. Mentor lowered her gaze, making a decision. I get it. She turns around abruptly, about to leave. I'll go then. In her mind, the mentor is adamant. Grandfather is right, but the matter is unclean. As long as I'm an exorcist, I'll get to the bottom of it. The mentor leaves, but mentally promises, I will watch your every move, Seiyan. Meanwhile, in the association's medical room, someone utters, strange. Li Qinglan is perplexed as to why Pai Shu is sleeping. After all, he had already drank his blood to recover. The lollipop girl doctor explains, it's nothing, he's just anemic, it takes time to recover. Seiyang grumbles that Pai Shu isn't waking up, and Lin Yuexi is mortified by his cute face. Xieyang recalls an important detail. According to the data, Pai Shu was sealed for a whole 100 years. Suddenly, the mentor appears, adding, and 3 months ago, small demons started sucking out his powers. She continues, if he were weaker, he would have died long ago, even though you're blood with spiritual power. The mentor ironically asks, how about you try not sleeping for 100 years? The Trinity pondered. She then abruptly turns to Seiyan, pointing her finger at him. Also you. The mentor reprimands Yeyan. You are completely reckless letting him suck your blood. Seiyan excused himself. I didn't think, Li Qinglan said, he will die without blood. The mentor's eyes widen with surprise and understanding. She thinks that's why you trust him so much, Grandpa. Xie Yan asks, has the doctor examined him? Mentor, yes, he needs your blood every day. Mentor explains, because of the blood contract, your blood is the best nourishment for him. Lin Yuexi whispers to Li Qinglan, Xieyang is now a walking blood bank. Xieyang shouts, I hear everything. Mentor announces, let him sleep and you go to training, especially you, Xieyang, master the contract. Lin Yuexi and Xieyang let out a sigh of relief. Phew, just a training session, not a punishment. Suddenly, a furious old man appears, shouting at the trio, that's right, too! That same night, Seiyang, exhausted, weaves home, dreaming of noodles. But only a ringing silence greets him in the apartment. He is perplexed. His sister is usually home by this time. A message from my sister says she'll be staying late at the library. Xie Yan was surprised. Since when did his sister become such a diligent student? Meanwhile, Lin Yuexi, his sister, comes out of the cafe with a bag. Inside, she's kneading her stiff back after a long shift. Turning around at the voice, Lin Yuexi sees his chief. The supervisor lets her finish her work for the day. She looks at her watch in panic. It's 9 o'clock. My brother will definitely suspect something. Lin Yuexi let out a sigh of relief. Phew. Good thing my brother wasn't looking for me. She bows to the chief, apologizing. Chief, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. The chief holds out a bag to her. By the way, there's leftover candy. Take some for dinner. Lin Yuexi announces with a smile. I'm going to clean up now and go. She tries unsuccessfully to untie the apron in the back. Damn, it's so tight. Suddenly, someone's hand stops her movements. Hold still! The chief approaches from behind, offering, I'll help you. He easily unties her apron, adding, by the way, you don't have to clean today. The chief looks at his watch, saying, we'll talk about it tomorrow. He offers, it's late and unsafe, I'll walk you home. Lin Yuexi blushed, perplexed. It's strange, what's wrong with me? They walk in silence down the dark night street. The girl panics. This is so embarrassing. From the excitement, I don't know what to say. Mr. Yeling is also silent. Lin Yuexi timidly asks, Mr. Yeling, is something wrong? The chief looks up at the full moon. There's a full moon tonight. He suggests, from now on, I'll see you off after evening shifts. Lin Yuexi is embarrassed. No need. The chief explains, your way home is pretty dark and deserted. Dark shadows surround them, the chief thinks. There are many dangers in the darkness, I'd better see her off. Lin Yuexi is drenched in paint, and the chief mentally chases the creatures away. Stay away from her! The girl smiles happily. Thank you, Mr. Yeling, I'm very happy. Lin Yuexi happily thinks, It's so great that I found this part-time job. Mr. Yeling is shocked, his eyes wide open. A vision of a white-haired woman in red with the words Ye Sheng appears in front of him. Yeling mutters, with that face, that smile, it's too much. Suddenly, Lin Yuexi stumbles back, tipping his foot. She falls, dropping her bag and shrieking in fright. Mr. Yeling manages to pick her up after shouting, "Watch out!" He looks at her thinking, so similar, just the same face. Seyang opens the door, surprised to see his sister and her boss. Lin Yuexi babbled in panic. Brother, I'm sorry, I'm late, and this is my boss." Jie Yan tensely stares into the distance. His sister doesn't understand. Is there someone there? He announces, "I have an urgent matter, don't wait for me," and storms off. Lin Yuexi looks around. Strange, where did Mr. Yeling disappear to? He is already looking at Seiyan with his gaze. Yeling frowned as she sensed a familiar aura. This spiritual energy is undoubtedly Chongqi. Seiyan rushes through the night and it dawns on him, so it was me who tamed Chongqi. Yeling grins, releasing the dark bird essence. What a coincidence. Black feathers swirling, a shadow carried towards the lantern above the unsuspecting Lin Yuexi. Darkness swallows up the lantern light. The street plunges into an ominous gloom. Seiyan is suddenly knocked down by a punch, scarlet energy spurting from his mouth. A huge winged monster with scarlet eyes swooped down, spewing forth a devastating power. Yiling's dark bird essence catches up to Jie Yang with a gloating, "Found it!" Seiyan fiercely fights back, shouting, "Stop it, you stinking bird!" The monster bird lets out a deafening roar, not about to back down. The monster pins Jie Yan to the ground. The latter screams in pain and rage. Xie Yan, out of his last strength, unleashes golden energy. "Put your claws!" A powerful burst of force throws the dark bird away. Xie Yan roared, "Get away from me!" Yeling in the guise of a bird stares in surprise at Xie Yan's burst of strength. A huge shadow soared into the sky, and Xie Yan shouted after it, "Stop! Don't fly away!" The guy grins. "You think you're the only one who can fly." His fist glows. Ye Yang calls out to Chongqi, "Go ahead, don't let him get away!" And the golden tiger rushes into action. Chongqi clutches onto the dark bird's wing. Yeling cries out in surprise. Yeling twisted around and rushed upwards, trying to break away from her pursuer. A golden tiger with wings catches up with the dark bird, keeping it from escaping. Ziyan cries out in amazement, "Ah, that stinking bird has broken off its tail feather." Xiangzi with a red feather in his teeth lands heavily, complaining, You almost crushed me." Yeling, in the guise of a bird, chuckles gloatingly while looking at Seiyan from above. A white-haired fox suddenly appears, creating a sphere of energy. "Foxfire!" A powerful charge of blue flame rushed at the dark bird. It screamed in pain. Yeling was engulfed in icy flames, his eyes wide with shock. The vixen prepares another strike, intending to completely immobilize the enemy. The fox with icy eyes exudes a powerful energy, black feathers crumbling around it. She looks up in surprise, not believing her eyes. Huh? The vixen collects the sphere of icy flames again. When did he manage to get close? A powerful charge rushes upward. "We can't let him get away or there will be trouble." Yeling gloomily looks down, his face hidden by shadows. The dark bird tries to dodge the ice sphere, feathers flying in all directions. The fox is shocked, a huge black feather falling right in front of her. A giant dark wing soared into the night sky, carrying Yeling away. The fox girl shouts in panic, "Jie Yan! Stop them! He's taking away the target!" Xie Yang, crushed by Chongqi, yells, "You fool! He's leaving! Put your carcass away!" Xian shouts, "Ah! Why did you turn back into a cat? I made a mistake. Don't joke around like that, Grandpa." The fox girl sighs. "It's getting late. Let them run." Seiyan is still trying to steal Chongqi. She looks at the flying feathers. In an instant, carried away such a large demon without a trace. The fox apologizes. "I'm sorry. If I had worked better with Chionzi, Seo Yan. It's not your fault. He's stronger than us." Xian pondered thoughtfully. What's even going on? Who is this Cheng Yaoqin who has suddenly appeared? The fox girl replies grimly, "I don't know, but things are getting complicated." In the conference room of the Shanghai Association, a woman announces, "This time it's serious." She continues, pointing to the screen with the victims. "In 3 days, 5 have had all of their life force sucked out, and we don't even know the demon's true identity." Xie Yan and the girl beside him listened. "So far, all we know is that the opponent seems to be a bird demon." The speaker's eyes glittered ominously. But that's not the worst of it. More importantly, this demon seems to have a powerful assistant. The speaker says, he stealthily sneaked up and took the demon bird away. His power is unbelievable. The head of the association asks worriedly, did you save the last victim? How is she? The girl replies, life is out of danger, but she doesn't remember anything. We are shown the rescued girl in a hospital room. She is under guard. The speaker suggests, I think this incident and past demon attacks are the work of the same group. The head of the association, rubbing his temples, agrees. I see. Let's deal with this case first. He instructs, find what the 6 victims have in common that attracted the demon, leave the rest for now. The head orders the team, the enemy is hard to track, catch the demon first, then we'll untangle the tangle. Meanwhile, in a dark corner of the hospital, someone is breathing heavily, sliding down the wall. A bloody handprint on the wall and blood spatter hints at a new victim or a wounded person. In the dark corner, the injured Yeling flinched at a voice. Who's there? He is answered, you're too careless. The mysterious savior rebukes Yeling. If it wasn't for me, you would have gotten caught. Because of you, I almost got exposed. The stranger in the raven mask orders, lay low until it all dies down. Yeling, oozing dark energy, painfully replies, I'm sorry, master, but I'm afraid she can't wait that long. The helper sternly warns, there's enough for now. Next time, no one will save you. The weakened Yeling leaned on the wall, struggling to get up, black feathers crumbling. He bitterly whispers while looking in front of him, I'm sorry, Xiaoyatu. Yeling stands at the door of the intensive care unit, begging, please hold on a little longer. Half a month later, a sunny day at the school gates, everything looks peaceful. Seyang, yawning with his mouth full of sleep, clearly not having slept well, walks up to the school gate. Xiaoyan groans, what classes tomorrow can I skip? And her friend retorts, if you skip any more, you'll have to retake them all. The girl inquires, by the way, brother, are you going to the association today? Seyang replies, no, I haven't been there for half a month. Xiaoyan gloomily pondered. One demon escaped, he hasn't been found yet, and there's some other unknown monster. He tensely recalls, and that night as the bird was being carried away, I felt a familiar aura.
Seyang with Kyungki in his arms mutters, but I can't remember where I felt her.
A friend interrupts his thoughts. Brother, what are you thinking about? I'm going to the store to get some milk, can you wait for me? Xiaoyan waves it away. Sorry, I'm thinking about it. Go on, I'll wait here. Suddenly, Ziyan abruptly turns around, his face tense. Demonic aura? He looks toward the dark passage. It's coming from that alley. Ziyan peeks around the corner in horror, his eyes widening. In front of him lies a man with a distorted face. This is a man who has had all of his life force sucked out. Ziyan states in horror, already dead, the same condition as the previous victims. The shadow of a demon bird looms behind him. So, he's around here somewhere. A sharp shout causes Ziyan to turn around. Don't move! Cops with guns surround him. How come there are so many cops here with guns? Ziyan raises his hands, trying to explain himself. Sir, I'm just a student. I witnessed it. He discreetly activates the bracelet on his arm. A friend comes out of the store noticing the commotion. Huh? What's all the commotion? She hears passers-by discussing the apprehension of a criminal student. The girl realizes in a panic, wait, is it really? She sees Seyang being led away by the police officers and yells out, Brother, what's going on? Sheyan's friend excitedly yells out, Excuse me, let me through, trying to break through the crowd. Xiaoyan, being led away by the police, faintly shakes his head, giving her a sign. The girl whispers confusedly, He's asking me to stay away? What should I do? Suddenly, Kyungki Slime appears. Master told me to find you. He's asking for help. Meatball relays Ziyan's words. Contact the association right away. They'll help. The girl immediately pulls out her cell phone. Okay, I'll call you right away. She thinks determinedly. Looks like I won't be going to work today. I need to ask my boss for an excuse. A calm male voice is heard on the other end of the line. Xiao Yue, what's wrong? The boss replies with understanding. Your brother? Okay, no problem. I'll give you some time off if you need it. The silver-haired man in the cafe chuckles. He's a big problem. Let's weaken him first. See how they do. A dark figure with red feathers is watching Seyyan being led away. A glowing red mark suddenly appears on Zeyan's neck. The demon bird gloats. I marked him as commanded. His spiritual power will be of great use to us. Meanwhile, at the headquarters of the Shanghai Association, there is the usual bustle. A female employee of the association shouts into the phone in a panic, "Se-young, I'm going to the police right now." She frowns, pondering. This is clearly a trap for Se-yan, but why so complicated? A black swirl of feathers sweeps through the corridors of the association. An unsuspecting employee walks down the hallway and a black raven flies after him. A female figure materializes from a pile of dark feathers behind the employee's back. A uniformed stranger with scarlet eyes and a sly grin adjusts her cap. Se-yan in the cell sighs, clearly annoyed by the situation. Behind the bars, he mumbles, "What the hell? I was put away for nothing." He worries, not knowing if Chunky has contacted his sister because all of his belongings, including his bracelet, have been taken away. A sudden realization. Wait a minute. Did the villain set me up to... The cell door opens and a policeman announces, "Hey, you can go!" Juju from the association stands in front of him. Se-yang is surprised by her quick appearance. Seo-yan grabs her arm. "Not before that. I think I figured out their plan." He demands to be taken to the seized items immediately, surprising Juji and the guard. Joji is in the evidence vault pulling out a box of his stuff. Close-ups show his phone and, more importantly, the bracelet in the box. The scarlet-eyed uniformed stranger pulls out Ziyan's bracelet. "Found it." Suddenly she turns around hearing a shout. "Hey, who are you?" Se-yang, Juju, and the guard burst in, demanding an explanation for her appearance. The demoness grinned. "Not bad, spellcaster, pretty quick to react." With a red glow in her eyes, she rushes to the side. With one blow, the villainess throws back Juju, who cries out in pain. Shrouded in dark energy, she rushes towards the exit with the bracelet in her hand. Turning into a dark bird, she flies away and Seo-yan yells for her phone. Juji shouts. Her target is Chunky and Pisu. Zheyan, quickly, catch up. Seo-yan despaired. It's those birds again. They're always causing trouble. Shiyan rushed forward in a rage, shouting, You think by smashing my phone you can get away? A huge black raven with a bracelet in its beak soars up, and Zheyan demands that it stop. The demon bird swiftly flies away, clutching the stolen artifact tightly. Suddenly the raven attacks the pursuer with a flurry of sharp dark feathers. One of the feathers hurts Se-yan's hand, but he doesn't give up, clutching his phone. The guy desperately dodges the flying projectiles, shouting out, Don't you dare underestimate me! Se-yan leaps up and reaches for the bird, demanding the return of the stolen goods. He manages to grab the raven by the head, trying to pull the bracelet off. The bird transforms back into a demoness, who throws back Zheyan with a powerful punch. The demoness screams in rage, How dare you hit my face! Zheyan flies to the ground. Se-yan rises, clutching the phone. I'm going to get you today. He leaps to attack, shouting, You're gonna pay for my phone! The demoness with the bracelet in her mouth is stunned by the unexpected blow. The phone crashes into her face, causing the demoness to cry out in pain. Shiyan reaches for the fallen bracelet as the demon bird soars upwards. The demoness stares at her hand in horror, muttering, Not good! Surrounded by golden light, Zheyan shouts, Transformation! The bracelet shines. The demoness is enraged, dark energy enveloping her, claws lengthening. Zheyan in his martial uniform grinned, Do you want to turn into a bird and run away again? He grabs her, surrounded by a golden aura, foiling her attempt to escape. Dream on! Zheyan in his martial uniform notices a huge black feather falling from above. The demoness explodes with a flash of dark energy. Zheyan is horrified. Did she explode? The bright blue energy rapidly forms a protective barrier. A blue shield envelops Zheyan, blocking the shards of dark energy. Kyunzi appears, explaining, It was a clone programmed to self-destruct, a clever trap. Se-yang guiltily turns to Chunky. Sorry, I'm the cause of trouble again. Kyunzi looks at him fondly. On the contrary, you did a great job acting like a true caster. Se-yan smiles embarrassedly while shaking her hand. Haha, it's all thanks to my teacher. Kyunzi frowned. Such an elaborate scheme for the sake of a bracelet? It was clearly aimed at you. Any guesses? Seo-yan thoughtfully suggests, maybe it's revenge for biting them? Chunky decides it's time to return to the association, and Seo-yan worries about the broken phone. Meanwhile, in the villain's lair, the atmosphere is grim after the failure. The Raven Demon reports to the mysterious master that the clone has been destroyed. The Lord calmly replies that he didn't expect an easy victory over the one Chunky recognized. He grins wickedly. The caster's rapid growth makes their confrontation only more interesting. Se-Yang comes to in bed, and Pai-Shu in human form is leaning over him, giving him an examination. Pai-Shu playfully states that this is her special method of testing, embarrassing the guy even more. After making sure he's okay, Pai-Shu turns away in relief, pleased with his condition. Suddenly, Juju and the head of the association enter the room, advising Se-Yan to rest. The head explains that the attack was directed at him, so the inspection was necessary. Pai-Shu flirtatiously withdraws, suggesting that they discuss matters without her. As she leaves, she ponders. Am I worrying for nothing? But there's a strange aura enveloping him. Se-Yan puzzledly scratches the back of his head, sensing something amiss. Pai-Shu decides not to interfere. I'm a doctor, the rest is none of my business, I'm going to go play. The head of the association praises Ye-Yang. You've been through a lot and you've done a great job. Yi-Gen wondered. Did the association trace the source of the demon? And what about that victim? Ju-Sa explains. The victim was dead a long time ago. You were clearly lured into a trap. Se-Yan grimaced, realizing the seriousness of the situation that had been set up. The head of the association continues. I think by recent events you've already guessed. Someone is deliberately staging a series of demon attacks. Juju shows Se-Yan the phone. We have quite a few clues. Look. There's a cute kitten on the screen, and Juji asks, remember the tiger demon that attacked first? She explains, this is his true appearance. Se-Yan is in complete shock. The head of the association adds, after the capture of the tiger in it was found alien evil energy. Turns out it was a harmless cat spirit that had been artificially enraged and baited. The chapter suggests, the enemy has switched to large demons since the small spirits are unruly. That's why you, who subjugated several powerful creatures, became their primary target, he concludes. Juju teases, the enemy couldn't handle Pai-Shu's seal, and you successfully subdued it, making it easier for them. Ye-Yang is indignant. Se-Yan was puzzled. This is classified information. Am I allowed to know it? The head replies, you're our valuable personnel. The more you know, the better you work. Se-Yan hums to himself. Se-Yang realizes if the person behind this is the one stirring up the feud, a new war between humans and demons is coming. He suddenly freezes, startled by his own words. Why did I say again? The head of the association interrupts his musings. Okay, that's it for now. The head advises Se-Yang to rest, calling him a valuable cadre, and the latter thanks him. As he leaves, Juju is perplexed. Chairman? I don't understand, since the enemy is targeting both Se-Yan and his demons. Then why not take the bracelet away from him? That way he'll be left alone, Juji suggested. The head objects, then the villain won't show himself and we'll spend eternity looking for him. To catch a predator, you have to think like a predator. Chushu Nods understandingly. Yes, I understand. The head adds thoughtfully. I think he has a younger sister, right? He decides ominously, keep an eye on sister, she could be leverage, or our defense if Se-Yang gets stubborn. The association head continued. The most important thing is to make sure that Se-Yan and his demons are under our control, all right? Juji pondered gloomily. Is it right? Yes, she agrees with a heavy heart. Se-Yan is in his room thinking, it's been a long time since I called my sister. Oh, did the conversation with the head end? Li Qingshu appears in the doorway and Se-Yan is surprised. Li Qingshu, how are you here? Li Qingshu happily waves his pouch. I heard you were attacked, I've come to air you out. He tries to fumigate Se-Yan with herbs. This is my family's special method. What's the point of having badia and cinnamon here? Li Qingshu muttered an incantation surrounded by a green glow. Ward off misfortune, summon good fortune. Se-Yang asks, thanks bro, sprinkle something on my back too. Li Qingshu readily glues a leaf on Se-Yan's back. Suddenly a dark aura envelops Se-Yang. Both guys are horrified. What the hell? What's going on? Se-Yang screams in horror. What have you done? And Li Qingshu swears that he was just exorcising evil. Pai-Shu and Juji suddenly appear. Pai-Shu smirks gloatingly. I told you there was something wrong with him. Dark energy pins Se-Yang to the bed, while Pai-Shu and Juju hover over him. Se-Yang tries to break free. Juju, doctor, what the hell? Why are you holding me? Li Qingshu babbles in panic, and Juju sharply orders him, shut up. Pai-Shu turns to Li Qingshu with a sneer. Fellow surnamed Li, I didn't think you really knew exorcism techniques. She slaps Ziyan on the back and a bright flash expels the dark entity. A phoenix tattoo manifests on Ziyan's back. It's been a long time since I've seen this. 9 phoenix seal. Juju looks at the mark in a puzzled manner and Ziyan asks, 9 phoenixes? What are those? Paisho explains, the 9 phoenix is a great demon. It puts a mark on its prey so it can always find it. Ziyan was puzzled. But that phoenix we fought didn't have so many heads. Paisho suggests maybe it was just a part of his power or maybe he used a special technique. Xiao Yan realizes, I see. So I'm really being hunted by planting that corpse. Suddenly, it dawned on Ziyan. Wait, demonic power? Juchi nonchalantly, what are you so amazed about? The entire association is aware of it. Paisho introduces himself. I'm Yokai Dijiang, but you can just call me Jiang Jiang. Li Qingshu enthused. Wow, Dijiang, I know, it's the one with wings growing out of... Paisho abruptly punches Li Qingshu without letting him finish speaking. While Li Qingshu is writhing on the floor, Paisho calmly states, Don't worry, as long as I'm alive, I'll cure you. Ziyan timidly turns to her. Senior Dijiang, I have a question. Ziyan timidly tries to address Dijiang, but the latter interrupts him with a sharp, Jiang Jiang. Dijiang playfully corrects him. Just Jiang Jiang. So what's the question about the phoenix? Jiang Jiang reveals, the 9 phoenixes are a clan of demons, not deities, and the one she knew should have been asleep long ago. Ziyan is immersed in thought, analyzing the information he has received. Jiang Jiang suggests removing the phoenix tag, considering it only a harmless beacon. However, Seyang refuses with a sly grin. He has a plan of his own matured. A few days later, Seyang finds himself alone in a sinister alley full of demonic energy. Dark emanations thicken around him, heralding the arrival of something powerful. A giant silhouette of a bird with blazing red eyes emerges from the gloom. A huge demonic bird swooped right over Seyang, who seemed to be expecting it. Ziyan smirked gloatingly. Been luring you out for so many days? Huge bird attacks, but Ziyan blocks the punch easily. Shrouded in a golden aura, he shouts, You've finally shown yourself, you stinking bird! Ziyan delivers a crushing blow with his glowing fist straight at the demon. With burning eyes, he declares, Now you won't run away. With a powerful overhead kick, he commands the bird, Down! The demonic bird let out a piercing cry of pain. Ziyan notices the dark energy of the bird trying to escape into the shadows. He grits his teeth. Sneaky trick, so you want to escape in the shadows? Suddenly, a fox demon in a blue glow appears. Don't move or I'll hit you. Su Yan stares in shock at the unexpected help. The fox demon unleashes a wall of blue flames at the bird's shadow. Zeyang finds himself trapped in a fire trap along with a shadow demon. The demon bird tries to soar into the sky, but the vixen won't let it get away. The fox demon smiles enigmatically, even though he seems like a jackass. But he can be relied upon at the decisive moment. A familiar silhouette appears on the roof. Li Qingshu skyscraped, his fist shining. Finally, my way out. He calls out to his guardian spirit. Xiaoqing, go ahead and hold him. A golden eagle with a snake in its talons fiercely attacks a dark demon. A mighty eagle grabs the demon bird, and a snake coils around it, preventing it from escaping. Ziyan shouts, he's trying to escape into the shadows again. Li Qingshu takes out the talisman with a smirk. It's not that easy. I've prepared something for you. Jiang Jiang cheers from the rooftop as Li Qingshu throws the shining talisman down. The talisman attaches itself directly to the shadow of the demonic bird, triggering its rage. The demon lets out an agonizing scream, its dark essence distorted in pain. Ziyan is surprised, and the fox demon comments, It worked. I didn't think this guy had such trump cards. Li Qingshu, standing on the ground, corrects her. Actually, this talisman was given to me by Jiang Jiang. Jiang Jiang explains, the talisman exercises the power of the 9 phoenixes, and it's strange that a demon would use someone else's power. Dark feathers crumble off the demon, its power clearly running out. Jiang Jiang concludes while looking at the weakening demon, he wasn't gathering so much spiritual power for himself. Xie Yan reasoned, since he is so weak that he relies on other people's strength, it will be easy to catch him. But if one seals the borrowed power, he will have to manifest its true form. And the demon appears in human form.